Alright, everybody, welcome. Today we're getting back to the monastery that we're working on in Foundation. That will continue to be our Monday schedule. We did do some of it on Friday because Doxybot wasn't available for peak. So if you're only joining every Monday, that explains why there's going to be a little bit of progress missing that you weren't aware about. So there we are. We're just going to go ahead and jump right into it here. As soon as you can see it, I will go ahead and get started. Maybe? Maybe it's because it's not. Hold on. Hold on. There it is. Okay, perfect. Okay, so at the very end of last episode, we delivered some manuscripts in order to get some polished stone on hand. And we were working on a vineyard. We've got some grapes that are being made into wine. Things are coming along. We just barely made this modest church to be able to accept more people into their church service requirements. Got 184 people. This church alone allows for an attendance of 108. This one is 45. Yes, thank you, Say. Appreciate it. I always forget to do that part. We have a candle workshop to be able to make candles with wax, iron, and tools. And wood for the bishop. I don't think that we're even going to be close to making this happen, so I'm just not going to deal with it. Just because I don't have a lot of regular wood on hand, because it gets turned into planks. There's no way I'm going to get, within 2 weeks, a total of 200 plain wood just in storage. So I'm not going to stress about it. Okay. Let's see. In my granary, did I leave space for wine? I did not. So we will put excess wine here. And then, with these new arrivals, we'll throw a couple in as candle makers. Of course, they're not particularly productive with it, which I can't do anything to fix, but at the very least we'll be making candles, so we have something with our wax. And candles sell for a good amount, so. Okay, now other than that, we've got a few people who are unemployed. We will assign them here to the monastery. Now, do I have enough jobs for them? Because my berry garden's full of workers. And, okay, my herb garden does have plenty of space, so. Don't need to be worried about that again yet. But, oh, didn't mean to click on you. The berry garden still is in the process of getting some upgrades. Specifically, I think a couple of storage buildings. So that we can have just more berries on hand. I think I need to, here in the market, as soon as the bread goes down a bit, I'm going to trade it out for meat. Because we have a good amount of meat on hand and we're running pretty low on bread. I really only put it in there for the bread fair that happened last episode. And then I just need to be able to keep a close watch on it. I worry that if I unassign it, that bread just gets deleted. So I'll wait until we're a little bit lower in stock. Because currently that's all the bread I even have, is the ones in this marketplace. And I can't justify just getting rid of them without at least meeting somebody's needs. I guess I have 5 here. 26 here. So we're at 31 at the moment. Okay, but now that we're making candles, okay, good, I do have space to put them once they're made. Got a total of 55 serfs. This scenario caps me at 75. So for non-monastic workers, I can only get 25 more, or 20 more, sorry. Alright, well, so as far as church going, a total of 108 here, 36 here. So let's just round it down to an even, like, 145. Another 24. So let's say 165 to be safe, plus another 45. So 210-ish. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it to get rid of any of these churches at the moment. But I think I do want to expand the modest ones because they already have a good amount of space. And then once I've been able to expand both, then I can look into getting rid of these. The only reason that I'd want to do that is because then I can get rid of the priests in those buildings, since my workers are somewhat limited. I'll put those priests on some other job. Okay. Let's see. Got 45 wine here. Then I'm doing okay with veggie production. As soon as I have about 50 wine, maybe I go ahead and start trying to trade. I don't know that any of my people need wine. Yeah, not currently. I think that might only be something that's required of upper class villagers rather than monastics. And since in this scenario I don't even ever need to promote the regular guys, I think I should just be able to sell my wine at 100% profit. But I can't be sure until I know exactly what an additional promotion, what's required of somebody who becomes a doesn't tell me what they become. Oh, when they become a prior. But I won't know their needs till then, so I shouldn't sell all of my wine just in case. So as soon as I have more wine on hand, I'll consider starting to trade so that I can achieve this particular scenario, or this goal, whatever we call this, mission. Oh boy. Rumor has it you managed to gather a fortune akin to the dragons of yore, a tremendous pile of shiny gold coins. It may be hearsay, yet your folk take comfort knowing they won't lack riches for quite some time. We get a happiness bonus, and I need to start spending my money so that I don't hit my cap. I'm pretty close. So, what do we want to spend it on? Well, one of my next things to end this scenario is to build this church. The only way to get to that point is to have at least 300 clergy splendor. I'm currently sitting at about 217, so I have plenty of things I can do that way. Just any of my churchy buildings, I need to add on decoration and make them look nicer. But while I'm waiting, okay, this is still in the process of being built. I'm going to prioritize that, so even if I add on some other type of building, that one's going to be done first. I think we're going to make this dorm look a little bit nicer. I think we'll put a little... What do I put on it? Got all sorts of options. Let's put a little modest stone shrine out front. I guess that's not the front, but, you know. Next to this little pathway here. And then let's put some octagonal stoops out here. Each of these is going to add 3 clergy splendor. And let's go ahead and put a little bench. Is there a higher quality bench? We have ones that look different, but all of them only add 1 splendor. But they also only cost money. Put a little bench here that's terracotta. This one costs money as a little brazier, but it gives me, I think, 3 splendor. Okay. What else do we want? Let's put a little road sign here so that people know what's in each direction. Can we put a wall torch out here? I don't know that we have that option. Yeah, I don't have any place that it will attach currently. That's fine. Put a little rose bush here in the middle. Apply that for now. That's going to add on a small amount of splendor for me. How are we doing as far as jobs? Okay, still have a couple empty spaces in the berry garden, and quite a few empty spaces in the herb garden. Just gonna add more people here to my monastery. Okay, where else can we add decoration? I think we could probably add some here to my scriptorium. I do like me some gargoyles. Put one on that side. And a little ornament over here. And then, what else can we do? Add a little cross to the top. Sure, we'll apply that. How are we doing on candles? Got 23 on hand. Happiness, we're doing pretty good. The least happy is at 90% happiness. And the only lack, the loss of it, is there's always an unhappiness level based on how much they're being taxed. And then there has been that recent thing, the rejoicing tale of us having a good amount of money has boosted happiness for a while. So let's see here. Okay, we got our fishermen. How are we doing on fish? Got 62. I stopped looking at the bread, so I imagine they've restocked it since. So we're just going to speed things up, give the chance for the bread to run a little bit lower, at which point we'll switch it out for meat. I know that doesn't necessarily make visitors happy, because I think a lot of visitors like having at least 2 different sources of refined food. But for right now, I don't think it's sustainable for us to be able to keep it as our main source here. Okay, if I unassign it now, there's 18 in my stock here. Oh, no, it says you'll lose it unless it's transported elsewhere. Well, can I slow things down? Go to this stall specifically. Is there a way for me to, like, stop production on just this stall? You're transporting bread right there now. Of course you are. And it only got down to 15. Now it's back up to 20. I guess he can only hold 5 at once, or that's just all that there was on hand to be able to bring over. Well, I guess I'll have to deal with that in a bit. For now, we're going to go ahead and assign more people to my monastery. Berry Garden's now full. Herb Garden still has plenty of space. Yeah, okay. Okay, we have 16 manuscripts. I feel like we need to do some more promoting. I think we might have promoted everybody here in this building, which means they're all working as fast as they can, which is nice. Wait, I started looking at the wrong thing. Sister, sister, brother, sister, sister, novice. Promote you. Okay, and now they can be promoted to priors if they meet the requirements. You're a novice. Oh, no. You're the novice, but you are in the process of being promoted. You're a novice. You're going to promote you. And you are also novice. You're going to promote right there. Okay. That's all I have the manuscripts to promote for now, since each one costs 5, and I've only got 2 on hand. So, where to go from here? I would love to unassign this bread, but I can't figure out a way to make it so that the guy just doesn't keep bringing more. I know that he was the last one here, so if I do this, theoretically it takes off the last guy. Yeah, okay. Which means that nobody can buy the bread from here, but hopefully that means since nobody's here, it will be taken away. Because bread is what's used by my monastic kitchen to make simple stew with herbs and bread. Yeah, okay. Got 31 candles. It's a slow process. I'm curious to know if it tells me... Okay. Counts as goods. Which is something that I think people want if they are regular villagers that have been promoted. But so far it seems like nobody in the monastery requires goods, so I should be able to sell candles. How are we doing on wine? Got 70 on hand, so I think we can open that up for trades. Go to the book. Gonna go down to my wine here. We're going to sell everything above the value of, let's say 20, just in case. If there's any reason that I'm gonna need to hold on to some wine. And now as soon as people come into trade, like this guy right here, if this is a person who likes wine, then they will buy up to 90, depending on how much I'm selling. Which I do have enough in stock for them to buy 50 at once, since I've got 70 on hand, and I said that I'd sell anything above 20. So they should, hypothetically, buy all 50 of them. Ooh, but before I let that happen, I don't have the space for that, for them to do that and not waste money. So, really quick, I'm going to spend some money to just have more space in my treasury. And yeah, let's let that happen and see. We've now got about 300 before I hit my limit, so that should be okay. Bought some herbs. And now I'm already back up to my limit again, because he bought enough to get me there. Okay, well, that's a little unfortunate. Before I let him move on to the wine, the reason why I want him to buy wine is because here that's part of this thing. I've hit everything else as far as the requirements for it, but yeah, that could potentially be an issue. So let's just go ahead and keep buying some property. I don't know that I'll ever expand out this far realistically, but I don't think it can hurt. I've got a good trading setup that makes it so I'm never hurting for money. Now, I did just increase my upkeep costs every month by quite a bit, but I think we'll be okay. They sold me some barrels, because that's part of our trade as well with them. And in fact, well, hold on. They bought honey, berries, and more berries. Now they're going to the other one. They bought 30 wine and some honey. So they didn't buy all 50, but that's okay. It's just got to be within a month, and I think they come by once a week or so. So I'm sure it'll work out by next time. All right. Yes, I know that we're missing a person working here, and that's because I need to wait for this bread to be taken away. Is there a way for me to do that? Because if I go to unassign it, it says, "Are you sure?" They'll just be destroyed. And I don't want that, because that's all the bread I have, basically, at all right now. We're getting a delegate coming from the Abbey. From the Abbess, I suppose. I still have somebody who's unemployed, so I will send them to the monastery. Here they come. Perfect. Improving trade partnerships. The Abbess appreciates your ever-growing commerce and would like to bolster these partnerships by arranging more deals between the clergy and neighboring villages. Where these deals are to be conducted is up to you. So, I can invite them over, and if they have approval of 90%, then we get a trade bonus for a while. If I fail at that, then I lose out on some trade bonus. In fact, it goes the opposite way. But last time I tried that, and it worked out terribly. I think they had like a 60% approval. Not quite sure what I was missing. I think a lot of it was church attendance, which has been solved at this point. But if I fail, then the Abbess gets upset, and then there's a possibility that I would fully lose that trade route entirely based on a secondary event. I could just straight up see if one of my herbalists would just manage the negotiations. But it's based on that herbalist's level, and my highest one would only give us a 60% chance of a positive result and a 40% chance of a negative. Or I can use my clergy influence, which I have a lot of, which gives me a 90% chance of it just being secured and I don't have to worry about people visiting. So I'm going to do that now. 90% is a pretty good option. And it was successful. Okay. And I'm getting new incoming immigration right now, so we will assign a couple of those guys to the monastery. We still got good housing space for each dorm for now. Let's see. So now the only things that we're waiting on, at least for this event, are just selling more wine. But because I'm kind of hitting my limit of coins, I need to start expanding some buildings a little bit, or trying to make them prettier. We're going to take this scriptorium. I know that we added on some extra stuff already. Do I want to expand the scriptorium? No, I think I wanted to do the hospitium first. So, let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's go with a... These add a little bit of splendor. And add space for more people. Just want to make sure I'm not destroying access to any buildings or walkways. And that looks like it would do okay. And then we just change the roof color to match. And that's still fully accessible. That's going to add on a space for an extra 8 people. I don't know that I want to go too much higher. If we do that, we have space for 9. Then we could throw on something on the side, maybe. And that's going to add space for 13 with the previous one, so that adds on 4 more. I want to be able to host more visitors because that also affects happiness. Let's do a gallery on this side, maybe. And let's do it like inset a little bit. We'll put it here so that we get an extra couple. And let's go ahead and apply those changes for now. And that takes down our current amount of money a little bit. Let's see. I think let's go ahead and expand this church while I've got the money on hand and the resources. So if we put a modest nave here on the back end, I know that sort of covers up this side of it, but that's okay. And I think we leave the roof color as is because it matches the other one. Put a little apse on the end of it. That's what it's called? Yeah, an apse. Cool. And sure, I like that. Now if I put one on this side, it'll, I guess, merge with the candle workshop, but I'm going to say that that's okay. It's just a feature of this church. It is conjoined with a candle workshop. For, I don't know, peacemaking or something. Make people a little bit more calm. I don't know if the process of making candles is actually calming, but, you know, in elementary school I dipped a string in some hot wax and it was an adventure, I guess. Okay, each of those added on an extra splendor, but I can do better. I would do a stained glass thing, but I don't have anybody who can make stained glass at the moment. We can add some buttresses. Those give me 3 each. That's pretty good. Okay, there we go. Can I, like... I think there's a way to... There we go. That's what I wanted. If you hold shift, you can, rather than have to manually click on that type every time, you can immediately have another one on hand. So we'll do that. No, hold on. There we go. And I don't know that we've got space for more other than right here. We'll do them along this side too. I think buttresses are definitely worth the space they take up for the amount of splendor you get. That said, I understand that they're kind of expensive as far as material cost. All of those buttresses and these buildings that I just added are going to add a total cost of 190 polished stone, which is a little crazy, but I'm trading for it. It'll be okay. I need to buy more. So now, why can I not build? Oh, okay, because I still had one on hand. Great. So now that's in the process. That's going to give us, I think... I imagine that might get us to our limit there of the clergy splendor we need to get that final church built. Lost shipment of bread. Misfortune struck the bishop's steward on his way to your land, resulting in a lost shipment of bread meant for your people. Okay. He offers to show you where he lost the goods. Even though he is exhausted, you might be able to salvage some if you act quickly. Okay, we can ask him to lead us to the wreck, and he can rest later. Influenced by our best transporter. That's a 70% chance. I lose a little bit of clergy influence because he's tired. But I would gain 80 bread if I was successful. And then this is... the bread will be forever lost, but taking care of the steward will certainly please the bishop. So, I'm going to take the deal. I think a 70-30 is an okay chance. Oh good, we were successful. Your transporters managed to recover the goods the bishop's steward lost. I think I need to stop selling planks. I need them on hand for actual production. I think I forgot that I was selling planks, and that's my issue, that I never have enough now. What did I complete? Oh, good. I did the thing where I sold everything that was needed, including the certain amount of wine in a month. So we now have developed our priory into a splendid economic hub. I feel like this is a much smoother trading situation in this scenario than I ever had in the previous one. And I think a lot of that might just be due to I set things up with a more clear goal this time myself and tried to keep everything mostly contained in one area rather than spreading out as far as I did last time. All right. Population hits 200. Rejoice in the streets. With 200 villagers, your hamlet is thriving. Your homes are becoming sturdier, and the marketplace is lively with activity. There is a comforting sense of progress as life here becomes richer. And we're getting another messenger. A delegate of the Abbess. Berry construction's done. The decoration on the dorms and the scriptorium was done. So, hospitium, I think we will prioritize next. Just so we can have more visitors at a time. And then we'll make sure the church gets done after that. A Prosperous Priory, Part 4. I think this might be the final, listed out mission for me. At least as far as the end goal. There might be some occasional other ones that are side quests, essentially. The Abbess takes great pride in your accomplishments. Your priory stands as one of the crown jewels of our faith. A monastery of such an esteemed reputation should seek to boast a thriving population, foster fair trading partnerships, and have a grand abbatical church. Upon achieving these goals, the Abbess herself promises to bless your land. So, we will need to build an abbatical church, reach a population of 150 monastics specifically, which we're already close, host the abbess at the monastery, and our clergy splendor needs to be at 500, which we're, with this, hopefully going to hit about 300 to unlock the church. And then after getting to that point, we still need to add on an extra 200 splendor to complete the scenario, on top of the other requirements that were listed. So, we'll see how that goes. Still got some candles, but not very many, because they're particularly slow at it. But I can't necessarily at this point say that I'm going to need more than 10 candles. So I will say we're going to sell candles. Oh, I already have that. Cool. Above 15? Yeah, we'll stick with that. That's fine. No wonder I'm staying at about 35, because people come in and buy, like, lower my stock when they come in to buy some. If anyone's even buying candles, hold on, let me check the trade routes. I can buy candles there, but I want to sell them. Okay, yeah, Davenport buys candles. And I think those are the only trade routes I've got at the moment. Or that's the only one that I have that buys candles, which is great. I have all trade routes open except for Castle Harbor, because I need Kingdom Influence to unlock that one, and in this scenario I haven't got any of those. I've had a couple, like, opportunities, I guess, but I haven't ever had the supplies necessary to complete those requests. So, let's see. I wanted to look at mandates real quick. You can improve the Davenport trade route with planks, which I don't have on hand. I could improve the middle trade route with polished stone, which I don't have. I could do the Northbury trade route, improve that with bread, which I don't have. Well, I've got some. Oh, that's a bailiff thing. We got to do it down here. Kinstone Abbey trade route we could improve with just clergy influence, which I've got. So we'll start with that one. Then I think we'll move on to the Northbury trade route. I think the improvement just makes it so they can trade more at once of each type of resource that they have on hand, as well as they can buy more. Essentially, we're just upgrading their wagon so that they have more space to buy and sell. Okay. And, oh good, they finally cleared out the bread from the stall, so we're going to swap this over to a meat and assign one of my unemployed people to sell meat there. Okay. And I think I will assign my remaining two people to work here in the monastery and live here in the monastery. Okay, Berry Garden's full of workers. We've still got space in the herb gardens. The hospitium is fully staffed. Well, it just barely finished being, well, it had some upgrades done, which made it so there was space for more hosteler people working in the hospitium. So there's space for more people. So as we gain more into our monastery, they're basically like evenly spread across the jobs. So, or at least somewhat. I don't exactly know how the spread happens, but more people will work there automatically. Oh, and I'm back up to 20 manuscripts, so I can promote some people. Sister, brother, novice, promote you. Novice, promote you. Can do 2 more. You're a novice. And you're a novice. The reason I want to promote them is because they work more productively at the rank of brother and sister rather than novice. And if I'm promoting them here in the scriptorium, that means that they make manuscripts faster. And then I can use those manuscripts to promote other people. It also seems like the slowest job might be copying manuscripts, so it's nice to have them promoted first. Okay, how are we doing over here? We're not at all. I mean, we've got some materials brought over, but not a ton. My polished stone, currently I just have, that is fully something that I'm buying and not producing at all. I think it helps that with the limit of village type workers, because there's a limit, I can't have them do every single job, where in the last scenario, I was having them do basically every job and only using trade to supplement what I made myself. But it did cause quite a few bottlenecks, as I had to, like, fine-tune what I needed for what things. And because I had so many workers, it just got so widespread that it made it so transporting took a good chunk of time for people to get what they needed. Alright, got some more people to throw into the monastery. Oh wow, all 4 of them were monks that time. It's just interesting comparing the amount of people I have as far as nuns. I've got 80 of them. I've got 44 monks and 27 monks. So I actually don't know that I could tell you. 44, 27. So 71. Yeah, I can do math sometimes in my head. It's great. So 71 monks to 80 nuns. At one point I think I had 20 more nuns than monks, and don't know that I could tell you how that balance works out, or why sometimes I get groups of different people, but that's where we are. Oh no, and we're already hitting our limit of money again. Okay, but I did buy a bunch of polished stone, which helped me not be near my limit. I might need to expand my treasury if I don't want to be worried about that. I think I do want to buy more polished stone if I can handle it. Let's just say I will buy up to a total of 200. If I ever hit 200, then I won't buy any in excess of that. But I think my current trade routes only allow for 90 materials to be bought at once, so I'd have to do that over a few different cycles of trading. What else can I buy more of? I'll buy more barrels. I think it can't hurt to have 100 on hand with the amount of money I have. Is there anything else that I have a ridiculous amount of? Got 615 berries, and I'm selling down until I have a total of 250. But that's always been the case, so like I don't think me changing that number is going to make a difference. I could sell some veggies. I don't think I'm doing anything with veggies right now. You can, if you decided to go a different route with the type of monastic food, I could use veggies and cheese to make garnished greens. But I think at this point I'm not doing anything with veggies, so I will go ahead and sell those. But then I need to buy some other stuff. Otherwise I'm going to have too much money on hand. So I'm going to sell veggies down to a total of, let's say 150 for now, because I'm not sure if it's going to change and what I might need. So it'll be good to have some excess. Let's buy cloth up to about 50. Well, let's actually say 100. It can't hurt. How close does the game reflect reality? Women, AFAB, historical, lyric didn't have a lot of other options except getting married. Whereas... Nice. I quite. Nice. Nice. Thank you, Enreal. They didn't have a lot of other options other than getting married, where men could have careers in trade. I don't think that that particular element of historical accuracy carries over in this game, because there are plenty of people who are just like, I've got somebody who works as a transporter as a woman. I've got some who are patrol people who just, like, with men are working jobs of kind of every type. This village priest is a man. I'm pretty sure that this one's a woman. All of them ended up as bakers. I kind of balanced this out in hopes of getting more men to be in the monastery, but yeah, we have a mix of different gendered farmers for the wheat farm. I think it's just mixed, but yeah, I don't think that it's historically accurate in that sense. But good question. How's the church expansion going? Ooh. Hold on, I hit a button accidentally. Alright, pull that back up. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just interested to know if the game prioritizes, like, if I'm out here not in the monastery and I just say add a worker here, if I have a mixed group of gender, I don't know if it prioritizes by gender or just by the first person who I accepted who's unemployed. I assume probably that one. That makes more sense and is probably easier to program as far as I'm aware. So yeah, no clue. Maybe I've just had groups where the first people that I click on always just happen to be the men, even though I can't even tell from the distance that I'm clicking on them. And so those are the people who get assigned out first if I don't assign people to the monastery. But then there's sometimes that it's a group of entirely 4 women who become nuns. But there have also been a couple times where I get a group of entirely monks. So, I don't know. Yep, we've hit our population of 150 monastics. Down here. We'll need to build the Abbatial Church, and then at that point I think the Abbess comes to visit the monastery. But I can't do that until we have at least 300 clergy splendor to unlock the Abbatial Church. Well, to unlock the ability to have it. And then I have to spend 50 of my clergy influence to actually unlock it. Then I actually have to pay to build it. So we are a little ways out. We've got to wait for the church to be done first before anything else. But while one of my end goals is to have some more splendor, because this is going to require 500 clergy splendor, let's go ahead and expand our treasury so that becomes less of a concern for me every single time I have people come to trade. Put this here and make it tall, because at its base it adds 300 to my treasury. At this height, it's going to add 420. And by itself, it doesn't add any level of polished stone, which is one of my biggest detrimental, like that's why a lot of my projects take a long time. So if there's any type of building here that does not require polished stone. Oh, is that because it's a rustic hall? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Because these higher ones that do give splendor require polished stone. I think rather than replace this with a different one that will take longer to build, let's start with that, and then maybe just add a little bit of decor to make it more clergy splendor friendly. So we'll add some of these all around. And then we'll go ahead and apply that. Great, and we did improve our trade route with Kinstone Abbey. This is going to be 65 polished stone, but as long as I say that the church is being prioritized, it should be done first. So, with our improved trade route, not the progression menu, we want to go to the Royal Book. Kinstone Abbey. They will now trade a total of 225 items at a time of each resource. So that's neat. I'm happy with that. So back into mandates. I can improve the other trade routes. Let's start with the one that costs me bread. Because I do have the polished stone on hand, but it's about to be used for both of these buildings, so I'd rather not get in the way of that progress. So we'll speed up game time a little bit. I know I just accepted a few more people. We're gonna add them into our monastery there. Okay. Good. I think we finally got those new trade resources to kick in. So now my total of the... I'm nowhere near my limit for now, which is good, because it's going to be a minute before this is done. So I'd rather stay well below my limit of 1850 than always be nearing it and concerned that I'm not going to be able to trade. So we'll speed things up some more. Because even though I do have the 73 on hand and 80 here, that's only going to be 153 out of the 185 that's required. So we've still got a little ways to go. Probably the next time that people come to trade, we'll be able to make it happen. Which I think happens about every in-game week. So we're currently, it's week 1, day 4. I think the next trade cycle is going to be week 2, day 3 or 4. Of course, I might be misunderstanding and maybe it's every 2 weeks or so, but I know it's more than once a month. Cool, more immigration. It's always good. And still space in the herb gardens to work, so don't have to worry about people being unemployed when I assign them to the monastery. Okay, taking those 4. We're going to assign here to the monastery. And my hospitium is fully staffed, which means that we can hold up to 30 visitors at once, which is nice. That way I should never have anybody who's complaining when they come to visit, hopefully. What else? That's fully staffed. Berry garden's still fully staffed. Oh, didn't mean to click on a person. Kitchen staffed. Refectory staffed. And the scriptorium is. So, as far as monastery buildings, the only one that's missing workers is the herb garden, which means I only have space for 4 more people before I need to expand something or add a new type of monastery building. So while I'm here, let's edit. Let's see, are there any new sub-buildings that I haven't yet made? No, I've got all of these. Except I don't know that I have a chapel as part of the monastery. I think everybody's attending regular church out here. So that would also help me to get rid of one of these smaller churches if I need to. But I actually don't think I need to now based on how close we are to ending the thing. So I won't worry about that. Instead, I think I will expand. We have plenty of berries, so I think the only thing I need to expand is the herb garden, probably. Luckily, it is one of those types of buildings that I can continue to expand, whereas something like the vineyard or the vegetable garden, they don't allow for any sort of expansion. Same as apiaries. I just need to make a new one in order to make more of that resource. Let's go ahead and put one here. That way it's still accessible via this path. I've just really filled in this space and there's not a lot of wiggle room, is there? Well, I guess it's going to expand out over in this direction. Right there. It's accessible on both sides. Put it here in the... well, I guess that would not be accessible. That'll work, I think. I think that's still a walkable space. Okay. And I guess they can even expand way out here near this wheat farm. As long as they can actually walk to it and don't have to somehow walk all the way around to get to it. I think we're going to do the same here. Yeah, we'll apply that for now, because just these 5 buildings are going to add space for 10 more workers. That has space for 2 more, so 12 total for now. And where that type of upgrade does not require any polished stone, I'm going to prioritize that. And it should work in tandem with this prioritized construction, in that where this one can't be done till I have more polished stone on hand, which I guess I just barely got from trades, this one would also be worked on just as quickly without having to wait for the stone. Okay, let's speed things up a little bit, because as soon as this church is done, we'll have all those buttresses that add on a bunch of clergy splendor. And if that doesn't do it for us, this treasury will add clergy splendor once I add on these buttresses. So I think both together should hopefully push us past that limit of 300. Okay, a couple more people. Let's go ahead and assign them to the monastery. Still got space for monks. We might be running out of nun space. Let's see. Nope, we're doing okay. Okay, and our herb garden has had at least one of the new things built, so there's even more space. Another one got built there. There's still a few more that will be built, so we're doing okay. Alright, we improved our trade route with bread. We can do the one with polished stone now. Do I want to? I don't know. Might as well. We're doing okay as far as money. Well, no, I'm going to wait because I need that polished stone to be brought here to expand our treasury even more. Most of it's going to be going to this church, but any I have left over should hopefully get that started. Let's actually prioritize this too. Because I chose it after this one should get priority when it comes to resources. But they can build the actual treasury part that did not require any polished stone at any time once they bring the other resources to it. And that is enough to increase my treasury before doing all the decoration stuff, which is what requires the polished stone. All right. I'm going to say let's go ahead and, well, trade route. Just so, again, I don't hit the limit, let's go to my iron that I'm buying. Right here. And we'll buy up to 100. And let's do the same for tools, because both of those are required for candle making. And that way I, again, will limit how much I have in my treasury for now. Okay, got some more people. Nice. Still a little bit of space in my herb garden, but not much. I guess they're still building a couple of these, so we'll be okay for now. Okay, it looks like the capacity of this one is fully built. Now they're just working on the buttresses. And this is being built at the moment. And now the builder went to either get more resources or take a break, which is fine. Okay. More trader coming in. Hopefully we get some more polished stone. Bought some candles. This guy right here. This person bought some fish. I guess we already got our trade of polished stone this month, or this trip. Unless it's a different person. Nope, yep, it's this person from Kinstone Abbey. I can buy 225 from them at once if I want to. And you know what? I think I want to. If the only thing that's stopping me is just the amount, like I have to wait for trade every time. Polished stone. I'm currently buying up to 200. Like, that's my hard limit at the top. If I buy 225 right now, plus 75, that's going to be a total of 300. Let's actually say let's buy up to 350. That way I'll buy out their entire stock once they get there. Although I don't know that I have the space in storage to allow for it. Because I can only trade up to what I have space for in storage. So I'm also going to throw in a couple polished stones here. That should be able to hold 300 by itself. And then I can hold 25 more here. I don't know if you have to go to both warehouses to make that happen. Yeah, they only sold me 25 there. But I wonder if they then go to the other one. Or it might be one of those things that because I did it so late, I won't be able to buy the excess until then. We'll see. Okay, great. My treasury has been expanded. Now my hard limit is 2270 rather than like 1850 that it was. So I'm going to wait until this guy makes it over here and we'll see if he buys or if he sells me the rest of his polished stone. Perfect. Yep. So the answer to that is you can change the trade routes and stuff that you accept up until the moment that they actually like hit your storage spaces. Now that did considerably drop what we currently have in hand as far as income or as far as money, but I think that's okay because that polished stone is needed to immediately work on multiple of our projects. Now it's just a question of the time taken to build every individual thing. Especially with the limited amount of builders I have. Although I bet I could make another builder hut. Builders, whatever it's called. Builder's workshop. Because I don't think that I'm really going to expand any more village jobs. But I don't know that it's necessary either. You know what? Instead of building another hut, I have one here that I've only ever assigned one person to. So I'll throw in a couple of the people that I just recently added. And then put the other two here in the nun dorms. Because that means I have a total of 6 builders able to work across all of my projects. I guess the issue is, the reason why I didn't put 3 here is because I don't know that I have the space in the housing market over in this area. So they might end up getting upset that there's not a house nearby that they can live in, but we'll see. Cool, both of those people became monks, not nuns. Not that I have anything against nuns, but something about my brain just really enjoys more symmetry than we've had. Okay, these people are all promoted, other than Novice Burfrid. You're promoted. You have been promoted. Let's say our wine could be... People working wine can be promoted. And people working the vineyard could also be promoted. Because the faster that happens, the more wine we have on hand. And I can promote 2 more people if I want to. Let's go ahead and promote our beekeepers, maybe, which are here in the middle. Oh, you already promoted. Cool. So are you. Joffroy. Okay, what about the other apiary? Cool. So, because people automatically, like, redistribute jobs based on who I have and where there's empty spaces, some of the people that I promoted who were originally copyists automatically got shunted over to that job. Gardeners. Don't think I need to worry about the gardeners for the berries. Got a lot of herbs. Is there anybody who I should promote more? I don't think we're hurting for simple stew. I've only got 5 in stock here? Great. Okay. So there's our answer in mostly finishing the church and mostly finishing the treasury buttresses. That gave us the labor splendor we need, or the clergy splendor we need for that progression menu here. Okay, I'm going to slow things down real quick. I've only got 20 simple stew here, but I think I did put space in one of these storage areas. Or maybe it can't hold that. Hold on. Let's go here. Oh, I guess simple stew specifically has to be in the monastic grange. So, I've only got 30 on hand. Right there. So I might just need to have another grange to put more monastic types of resources in it. We'll see. Yeah, because there's space here for another chunk of it, and there's not any. I think with my large group of monastics, they require monastic food. So each one of my 150-ish, 160 probably at this point, need to be eating that on a semi-regular basis. Buying bread, herbs, and berries. The bishop would like to purchase food from your illustrious land to help others under the benediction of the clergy. His steward offers more gold and influence to help your monastery prosper in return for herbs, berries, and bread. I could provide all of that, but that does keep my bread pretty low. And I need that to be able to make that food for people, so I'm going to say we can't spare anything at the moment. It's not like I'm hurting for money, so I'm okay not taking that deal. Okay. We'll consider that. First of all, progression. We can unlock the Abbatial Church. And I still have 28 clergy influence. It takes 35 to unlock this clergy splendor package, which isn't necessary, but it will give me more options to make things pretty and nice. Wood for the elders. Sorry, I'm going to have to reject this again because I have not had 200 wood on hand in a while. Maybe later. Okay, is this church fully done yet? It is not. Neither is the treasury, but that again is just the splendor. It's not like I'm needing something to be done to assign workers to or anything. I think we're going to make another monastic grange. This is also one that can't be edited. You just need to make a new one in order to have more output of that particular type of job. So I think we're going to put the Grange... Let's put it right here. You know what? Actually, we'll put it over here so it's not in the tree line, because I think my hunters are using that tree line to hunt boars. So we'll have our entrances there. We'll apply that. And that just takes regular stone and wood, so it should be done pretty quick. Most of these people can't even work right now because we're at our limit of 200 berries in storage in the berry area. But it's not like I'm hurting for berries. So, is there any way for me to increase... I could say until I have less, but I don't think anybody ever buys that many berries. And that's because, let's slow this down for a second. My trade route. Selling berries. The only place that buys them is Kinstone Abbey. Okay. But they can buy up to 225 now, because we just recently upgraded their trade route, which they just did. 225. Which means that I'm back down to 440. I don't think there's a way to improve Kinstone Abbey again. I think... unrelated, just to improve our other trade routes. Let's start with planks, because we got a good amount. 217, and this is only 75. And then because I'm buying a good amount of polished stone now, I can do middle next and not be too concerned about it. Okay, so what would it take to build... I'm guessing it's another sub-building of the monastery. Yeah, looks like it. So, we'll go into the monastery. We will add a sub-building. The Abbatial Church. Ooh, this one looks nice. Okay. Abbatial Church capacity. I'm guessing, just like any other church, this is a place where people can come to worship. So, where would be a nice place to put it? I'm going to say let's put it over here. Because it's still somewhat near the center of town, but got its own space. Okay. So we could just make it a big round building, or oval-like. But I want to make this grand, I want to make it pretty. What else can we do? Okay. Could put the chapel here in the center, but it's not very big. Abbatial nave. Ooh, that's what we want. Yeah. Okay. So, put this here. This here. This here. Great. Now I've got the whole thing that I can scoot. And that by itself is going to be able to house 210 people going to church. So I don't think I really need to expand as far as the size of it, but it does require a bell tower and interior access. I think that one looks pretty good. Looks a little plain maybe, but the size is nice. Okay, let's see, what else do we got? That one was the major modest bell tower. Does that even count in the requirement? No, it specifically needs the abbatical one anyway, so... looks like there's only one, and that's this guy. Okay. Ooh, that does look nice. Now the question is... do we feel like it looks nicer on the end, or centered somewhat? I guess we can't fully center it. Well, maybe that is centered. It's hard to say. I personally think it should be closer to one end. It's just a question of... I think there's probably good. Put it there so we have a nice little window on all sides. Yeah, okay. Then, I suppose... Let's see. It also just needs a door, at the very least. Let's try to get the prettiest door, Abbatial gate, a major one, or a minor one. Minor looks like that, which is pretty nice. Oh, you can't even put a door on the rounded edge. I guess that makes sense. So that might change how I've got this organized. I think we're going to do that. That works for me. I think we're going to put a major gate on this side. Yeah, it comes with a little, what's this called? Balcony, but no way to get to it. I don't know that I really have a way to solve that, because you can't make this any taller or shorter. Whatever, it'll just look like that and that's fine. And then I will put a back door because it does seem like maybe some of the visitors are using this as a path in and out of town. So I will use the minor gate on the back side. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. And then, that by itself, this building is going to be 27 clergy splendor. Do I put another bell tower on just to match? I feel like that kind of looks nice. Just got to be at the right height and turned the right way. I don't know if that's the right height. I think so. I think that's parallel. Literally doing that just for the vibes and the aesthetic. There's no reason for it to need 2 bell towers, but you know. Now let's add a bunch of pretty stuff on it. It's gonna cost quite a bit of, what is it? Polished stone, but that's okay. By quite a bit, I mean 537 so far. And we'll put our classic gargoyles on it. Doesn't look like there's anywhere to put them, put anything here in the middle. So all of the decoration now is either going to need to be on the walls or on the ground somewhere. We'll put some buttresses on either side of the door. And put them on the corners here. I don't want to put them here because it'll cover the window up. Even though I already kind of did that on the first one. It's fine. Okay, this was the next one. And I can't see the back enough. If we try to mirror it, then it should be on this one. And sure, let's mirror it that way. And then another one here. Like that. I don't suppose they can go higher. Yeah, okay. So just on the floor. And that's fine. So right now it's going to give me 64 clergy splendor. We'll start with that because it's going to cost 579 polished stone. Quite a bit of money. Where's a villager path blocked? The church. Oh, but it also needs marble, which I don't have. And that was just part of the regular thing. So I need to buy marble. Because I could find a way to mine it at maybe one of these outcroppings. But I don't think I have the manpower to make that possible. So instead, we will come to resources, find marble, and we will buy... let's start with 50. Because I didn't plan for that, I do think that maybe my... the amount of money I have on hand might not be enough to make it happen. With that on top of the polished stones I keep buying? Well, since we're already near the 66, rather than buy up to 50, let's just say I'm going to buy up to 70. Now, who is it that even... Well, let's see. Reading manuscripts for tools. This takes 168 tools. Might be good to have on hand. We trade manuscripts, which we already have, in order to get 50 tools. I could haggle, spend 10 of my clergy influence for a 90% chance to, I think, get twice as many tools. I think that's worth it. Alright, so 100 tools instead of 50. And now it just says here, you need to wait until you have 25 in storage, and then you can confirm this at any time, which we're already there, so. We got 100 tools, which is now 251 in total, meaning that we should easily be able to meet our tool requirement here. Okay, we got some more people. Oh, we got some more before that I never actually assigned out, so let's go ahead and... All of them were monks. Okay. So currently we've got 40 monks here. Oh, and it's full. And we have 44 here, so 88. And then we've got 90 nuns. So I need to expand my monk dorm. I think we just put some kind of small building on top. Raise it high enough that we get enough more people. And let's not use polished stone if I can help it. So a rustic passageway, I think, is just the ticket. That's centered well enough, I suppose. Currently it's going to add space for 14. Put it at this height, then I get 16 more. Let's do that and change the roof color to match. We'll apply those changes. So now immediately there's more space, but if people get assigned to this and can't live there, they will have a dissatisfaction effect. The Lord does love the lesbianuns. And it already has a priest assigned there, but he can't work until at least the building, the bell tower, and the doors are done. So it's a ways out. Alright, we improved our trade route to Davenport. Where are you from? Oh, you are from Davenport. Good timing. Oh, but I think because we improved it too late, he doesn't have the capacity to hold more or trade more. That's okay. But is the one that sells marble. Is Davenport the only one? In that case, it's going to be a minute before we get enough marble on hand. That's the wrong thing. I wanted to click there. Okay. Middle will... no. Davenport will sell me marble. Looks like they are the only one. So, if I can improve that trade route again, I would like to. Because currently they'll only trade me 90 things at once. I guess as far as marble, that's not a problem because I only need 66. But, let's see. Back to mandates. We can improve the Kinstone Abbey trade route again if we wanted to for 50 clergy influence, which I don't yet have, but will shortly. Let's start with the middle trade route with some polished stone. Even though I need it for that building, it's going to be a minute, so that's okay. Because the more trade I get going, the more money I have on hand, the more resources I can spread around and or buy. So speed things up a little bit. Oh, good. And my Grange is here, but I never assigned resources. We're going to put more berries. No, we're not going to do berries. What am I doing? Stop. Because I can put berries in my regular granary. We're going to specifically just say ones that are specific here. So I think we'll put more simple stew. We'll put more manuscripts. I think I have space to store wine over here, so that's not necessarily an issue. Let me check. Vegetables, wine. I just want to look. Honey. So I think it holds basically all the same stuff. The only thing that I would need specifically here would be to store more manuscripts and more monastic food. Everything else can fit in the other granary. So more simple stew. Okay, a couple more people showed up. Oh, didn't mean to do that. And what I meant to actually do was just go to the monastery as a whole. And here I can add in my new people. Okay. A couple more spaces in my nun dorms before I have to expand. And this isn't even anywhere near done. Let's prioritize this so that I can accept more monks. Alright, I can host wandering monks. For a month of peace, they promise to spread word about your land among the clergy. I can do that and provide them with berries. If I do that, then we get a happiness bonus to anybody who's visiting, and I get some clergy influence on top of having them come to visit. So let's do both. While you rest, let me restock you for the road. So they're going to get a happiness bonus, which should help with them being satisfied with their 80% approval that they need, hopefully. Okay, we've got all the materials except the 7 tools that are being brought currently, and then the dorms should be upgraded or expanded. A delegate of the Abbess is approaching the village. This one here. Can always tell because they have that little bundled message. Everyone else is either a visitor or an immigrant. Or a trader, I guess. Thanks to your steady trade, last season has been good for Kinstone Abbey. The appreciative abbess planned on donating the surplus to needy villages and hoped you would join the effort. We can sell you the goods. So they want some of my berries and herbs, and they'll give me money for it. Whoa! Somehow in all of my upkeep costs, I have ended up negative. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. But, okay. Got options. I could do it for money and for clergy influence, or I could just donate them and get influence from all 3 types. Before I accept that, to open this trade route, which I don't know that I even necessarily need, it would take 15 kingdom influence, and that would give me 12. I don't need it. Let's go ahead and take the money instead. And while I'm thinking about it, now that I don't need to worry about having excess money, and in fact I'm running pretty low, we were going to go to some of these territories that we bought that we don't really need, and we're going to get rid of them so that I don't have to pay the upkeep costs. Specifically of any of the ones that I don't currently have any buildings or things on. Oh, and yeah, I bought way out. No, wait a minute. Yeah, okay, abandon this one. And abandon... How will it split? Oh, abandon this one. There we go. So now my upkeep costs of just land should decrease significantly, and I should be able to keep up my trade, hopefully, to the extent that I want it to be. And in the meantime, let's go to my herb garden and just start promoting people. Okay, monastery. And what are we looking at now? We got 87 monks and 92 nuns, so we're getting a little bit more even. And here we at least have the front door built and nothing connected to it. Speed time up again. We're at 346 clergy splendor at the moment, plus any they get added because of this building. Which, based on the things that I added, I imagine is probably going to bring it up to something like 370, I think, ish. So at that point, I'm still going to need 130 more clergy splendor. But since it all costs polished stone, and maybe even marble depending on what I get, I think I'm going to have to wait. However, I am going to go to the progression menu and unlock my final splendor package here, just to see what kind of additional options we have as far as decor. And they don't show up here, they're only on these types of buildings. Since we're going to have to expand this one soon, I will take the opportunity to look at options here once I add on. Let's just put maybe something in the middle that goes up. I guess this won't take polished stone, so that's good. This by itself will add 8. I think that's what we do. I'm going to turn it a little bit. Great, we improved our trade route with middle. I guess first of all, let's bring you up to a height that it's easier to see. Oh, come on, I want you somewhere in the middle. Not. There we go. Try that. Not quite. Too far. Whatever, I think that's fine. So that is going to add 14, space for 14. If I do it at that height, then there's space for 16. So let's go with that. Change the roof color to match. And now we're going to look at other things that got added. A golden cross, which requires gold and tools to be made into a sculpture, which requires me to have some upgrades in the types of builders I can employ. Could do a marble cross, which will also require that type of builder and marble. Same thing with the Abbatial marble stoop. The monk statue. Everything is just, well, if you give a mouse a cookie, if you give him the upgrade to be able to decorate with golden crosses, you need to be able to make gold bars, but, well, you need to be able to make statues. But in order to make statues, you need people who can build statues. But the only way for you to build this statue is for you to have the gold on hand to make it. Yeah, it's a process. Well, as much as I want to do all that, I don't think that we need to add on the complication, plus we'd need the money on hand to buy gold or more marble. And rather than do that, I think we'll just stick with the good old reliable. Let's go with a modest ringed cross. Adds an extra 4 splendor and takes 10 polished stone and 5 tools. Put 2 crosses on it, why not? And we'll put one on the back as well, because each of those counts as 4, so that's going to be 12 just by itself. And just for fun, let's put a pretty door on the back of it. Yeah, right there. Match the roof. And yeah, we'll apply that. It's going to add 13 splendor for now. And now I've got space for more nuns. Technically, I don't have the space yet, but it counts, so I'm not worried about it. Okay, we still have 20 days with these wandering monks. They need to have at least 80% approval, and they're currently sitting at 110. So, pretty thrilled about that. I'm curious to know what needs it says that they can't meet right now. You're a pilgrim, you're not a monk. You're a wandering monk. What need is not fulfilled? Is it a different one? Oh, you don't have monastic food. Are we just running low? That's entirely possible. Because if we don't have much bread, it's hard to make simple stew. Yeah, I don't have any on hand in there. We've got 10 here. They're just not working fast enough. They also just don't have the herbs or bread in storage here. So how can they make them? I don't know. But I will promote one of those people so that they work a little bit faster. I would do more, but I don't have the manuscripts to do it. Alright, back to the monastery. Assign people out to live there. Now the herb garden is full. So I think that means all of my jobs are fully taken. Meaning I need to make some kind of other building for people to work at, or just expand existing ones. Okay, we do have the bread and herbs on hand here. I think I might expand the monastic kitchen then. Although I'm not saying anything here that specifically says it will add more workers. Six people working here. If I throw on something like this, that just says that it expands the size and the upkeep cost, but I don't think that changes the amount of workers on it. Whereas something like this, I think, if I edit the refectory, that also, oh, capacity's there. Okay, that is going to be the difference. I just wasn't looking at the right place. Yeah, there's nothing here that says anything about capacity, so I don't think that you can actually expand the kitchen by itself. Need to make a new one. Oh, but I can't do it here, I gotta do it from here. We're just gonna add a new kitchen. We'll put it over here. I think we'll put it in this space. That's fine. Let's go ahead and go with a modest passageway. It needs a chimney and a door. Let's give him a little encased chimney, maybe. It's not particularly large, is it? But it's the one that gives me, oh wait, no, it doesn't give splendor. Alright, never mind. See if there's a larger looking one that looks a little bit nicer for the space. It's a little bit wider. Is that too wide? I don't know. I think it's fine. And then, let's go ahead and put a minor modest gate on the front. And let's make this kitchen that color roof. Why not? Okay, it has everything it needs to be built. Now it's just a question of decor. Oh. Let's put some rustic statues out front. These ones don't count as sculptures. They just take 5 polished stone and 2 tools. And then maybe some ornaments for on top. Each of those counts as 4. Yeah, we'll take that. That's going to add a total of 22 to my splendor. Now, even though I've claimed everybody and added them into the monastery as people who live here, 2 of them are counted as unemployed because all of the jobs are full. So, that should add on, if it's the same amount of workers as this kitchen, space for an extra 6. So it'll take those 2 away, and then the next 4 I claim would also go there. As soon as it's built, of course. And we will have them cook simple stew as well, because I don't think I've got cheese. I've got wheat and honey, but the wheat's currently going towards making bread for the stew, so I don't think I'm going to do that. And meat and wine, that actually might be a good alternative with as much meat as I have on hand. So let's do a robust roast with them. Now I am selling down to 20 wine, and that means I need to not do that much. So back to resources, I'm going to go to wine. And I think we're going to sell down to, I'm going to say 100. So I shouldn't sell any more until my wine on hand exceeds 100. And I don't know if that's ever going to happen. So that might take away from my income when it comes to the trading that I'm doing. But is there anything else that I can sell more of to make sure that doesn't become an issue? Not fish. And berries, we're doing our best, but I don't think we're ever getting down to the 250 that I have in reserve. Veggies, we're selling to 150, which is great. I guess I'm not currently using the veggies in anything, so let's actually sell down to 80. Herbs, I'm selling down to 50. I think maybe that's too much because I need stuff on hand to make the simple stew. So we'll say 150 instead. Honey, we sell down to 60. Where I'm not using it in anything, let's actually sell down to 30. And everything else is buying. Yeah, that's fine. We'll leave stone at 100, no more than that. Polished stone 350, I think is fine. And I'm using the iron and tools and the wax that I currently have, which is somewhere. Where's the wax at? Wax. Right here. 496? Okay. I don't think that I'm making candles fast enough. So we're actually going to sell down until we have 200, I think. And I think wax only sells for 1 each. Sell. Where's the wax? Yeah, 1 with Davenport and 1 at Kenstone Abbey, so shouldn't bring me a ton of income, but hopefully it's something. High trade volume. Traders are impressed with the lucrative business they enjoy each time they visit your village. As a token of their appreciation, they're offering better prices for a while, ensuring more advantageous deals. Great, 10% trade price bonus. Okay, we got some more people. And now we're currently sitting at a total of 91 monks and 95 nuns. I'm going to prioritize this one. Otherwise my workers are all counted as unemployed, and then we kind of stagnate a little bit. Oh, but also we need more space for nuns, so let's prioritize both of those. They'll get done before the Abbatial Church, which is fine. Abbatial Church. Realize there's no C in there. I guess I have in my head sabbatical, maybe. Oh, interesting. Capacity for worker. I don't think I've ever had a church big enough for that to be a thing. So, let's go ahead and you as a priest are going to be taken out of this church and added to this one. And then once this priest is finished up, we might destroy this one or leave it empty. I think actually I might have decorated it a little bit, which adds to my clergy splendor a little. So maybe I just leave it alone. Well, it's only 4 clergy splendor. I'll leave it. It's fine. I don't need that space for anything else at the moment. Now it just gives me a dumb little thing saying there's no workers assigned to it, but that's okay. It's a historical building, I guess, that we will just leave available. Interesting how in this church, though, which is the same type of church, because I didn't expand it to hold as many, this one the capacity per worker is 63. This one the capacity per worker is 108. So I guess maybe you hit a certain point, which my guess is probably around 110, 120, and at which point the workforce gets divided exactly in half. People are still at 100% approval for the visiting monks. They need to be at least at 80. Now they're at 110. Don't understand how somebody has 110. Oh, it's because 100% is all their regular needs. Plus, because I supplied them berries at the beginning of the trip, they get an extra 10% on top of that. Neat. Currently there's 1 cook assigned to this kitchen, but I think as it gets built, then there's going to be space to assign more. And since we're now splitting up our type of work, we're going to switch this one to a robust roast. And I think we're going to promote another one of these cooks. And we're going to promote you even though you can't be working yet. I think it'll be good to have the first person who works here working as productively as they can to get that new type of robust roast out. And looks like the actual building just got finished for having nuns be able to stay here and be happy with it. Now we're just adding on the door and then the remaining decorations. Looks like we still don't have the marble that we said that we wanted to buy, and I think it's because we don't have money when the person comes by to sell marble. Okay, back to the monastery. Okay, a couple more nuns. So now the balance is a little bit less close, 91 to 97. Somebody bought wax, which is good. Is there any more land I need to sell? Let's find out. We're going to slow things down a little. Don't want to abandon that one. I got stuff in it. Same with that one. And that one. Can't abandon this because it'll split my territory. Because I own this that I'm not using. Gonna abandon that. Confirm. And this one. And I'm not currently using this, but it still says I will split my territory. Because I own this one out here that I'm not doing anything with. Do I have my hunters using this space? Let me find out. I think I do. Yeah, they're definitely bleeding into that. That's fine. I don't think I need to sell that one. But man, I don't have a lot of boars on hand anymore because I really cut into this forest space. Crazy how long this one piece of territory is. I guess just in case, if it ever becomes an issue, I don't know that it will, you can also get boars way out there. But it's not like it's a finite resource. I think with that amount of space, they should still be able to always have boars on hand. Alright, just build that door. The wandering monks are pleased. I get money for their trip, and I also gain a little bit of clergy influence. Okay, somebody brought resources, but nobody's building it. Okay, okay. Okay, there's another person, and they're gonna be a nun, of course. Okay, how are we doing in space here? We're doing okay. But now it's just a question of workforce. I don't have enough buildings for people to work at. Well, how are we doing as far as total stuff? Got 60 wine. Don't know if there's anything that we have in excess that I really want to be able to sell. We could try to make more. You know what? Let's do it. Except I don't know that we've got space. I was going to say we could make more wine by making more grapes and another vineyard. Well, another vineyard and another winery, but I guess we have space out here. It's just a question of whether I can create a new sub-building of monastery way out here. But I guess the treasury was able to go all the way out here, so that's fine. Okay, vineyard. We'll put it right. Although, I think they might have an issue of housing if they have to work out here and then walk all the way back. But we'll see. I guess in that case, let's go ahead and put the vineyard here so it's close-ish. And we'll do that. And then while we're doing that, we are going to also add in another winery. And that could be anywhere. In fact, no, I don't love that option. We could put it right here. I think that might be the play. Everything's accessible and nothing's getting mad at me with like a little red line. Oh, don't want to destroy that house. Okay, we'll put it there. That takes 20 polished stone. That takes 25. But I've got a good amount on hand, so... And this is finally done, so we've got people working there. So now I only have 3 people unemployed. It's not fully built, but it's got all of its resources and all of the people working, so... That's good. Now they're just adding on the pretty bits on top. is well on its way, but not really even halfway done yet. I'm going to say let's prioritize this and then this one. And good, this is already prioritized, so it should be done before any of the others. But then shortly after that, it should be prioritized that we finish both the vineyard and the winery over here. Which vineyard takes 3 workers, winery takes 2. So I'll still need to build something else in literally just a minute because those are the 5 workers that will be assigned to that. Let's just do it from here. Oh, great. Those 2 are specifically smokes. Okay, how are we doing on wood cutting? Do we need to expand the space? No, that's a good enough space, and they've never actually made it that far, so that should be fine. I was just worried as we're filling in the space that also was considered wood cutting originally, if that would be an issue for the amount of trees they have access to. But nope, looks like we're good. Okay, this is finally done. Got all its little decor on it. They're making robust roasts, which we have in stock here. Oh, you know what? We gotta do robust roast here. And let's go ahead and promote you so that people can get their food in an efficient manner. Because while the kitchens make it, people can't buy it unless it's in the refectory. Can't eat it, I guess. I don't think they buy it. Okay, great. Vineyard got done. Workers are assigned. Just gotta paint the field. And the trees cannot be a part of it. So we're just gonna do this. It says it's too small for the current amount of workers. Let's make sure it doesn't get the path there. That is now considered adequately sized for the amount of workers. And I'll keep going until it tells me it's too big and then cut back just a little. Like that. Okay. Adequately sized. Perfect. Alright. So now that that's done, shortly they'll go out and where the field will be changed to match what the vineyard looks like this. They'll have the little, I think these are just wooden stands, and then they add the vines to it when it comes to the planting stage. But it did take a minute for them to like hit that cycle when I made the first one, so it'll be a minute. Okay, a couple more people. Go to the monastery, and great, they're both nuns. 93 to 100. And this is almost done. Perfect. And we've got both of our vintners assigned. And in fact, let's go ahead and promote both of you, because I've got the manuscripts for it. And then here, let's promote 2 of you, because that's what I have on hand to make it happen. Cool. They sold me a bunch of polished stone. But I have all of the polished stone I need on hand, so I think I can now cut back on how much I'm buying. Oh, it wasn't the first menu. Here, here. Don't need 350 anymore. I'm going to say don't buy any polished stone unless we have more than 150. Unless we have less than 150. Only buy... No, hold on. Strike that. We will buy up to a limit of 150. If we ever have more than that, we won't buy any. Okay. We got space for monks and nuns, so I don't need to expand those. Oh boy, more people. Okay. Now I have to deal with unemployment. So, let's slow things down. Got a lot of herbs on hand. We got a lot of berries on hand. But those are the ones that I can expand the most. I think maybe we... Well, where does this field go? All the way out here? Okay. I think maybe we just continue expanding this herb garden as is. There's a little walking path here that we can kind of surround with all sorts of herb garden planters. I think we're going to do it like this to get it as close as I can. And then kind of match it like that. You know what? I haven't done it yet. Let's go ahead and make an entire square here. So you're going to be upset that I close it off? I mean, it seems like it's just accessible from the outside, so I don't know why the red would be an issue, but I don't want it to be a concern. So maybe instead we just make it all a little bit whiter to make it happy. Sure. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 more workers on herbs. 18... 20. And let's actually set that as a priority. Only costs plain old wood and tools. And let's expand our berry garden a little. Including additional storage space. Because I think as it currently stands, they're basically always at capacity, so I don't have anywhere to put. Like, even if I add more workers, they're not going to do much work, but they won't count as unemployed, so that's the real issue and it's solved. But still would not like that to be the case, because if I have more excess, I can sell more, which is always good. Let's go ahead and do that, and you'll make a path to it. Put more out here. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 more. 14. 16. Good enough. Because, yeah, this is currently sitting at 166 out of 200. That's all that they can hold. So, those 2 extra buildings will add space for an additional 100. But it would sure be nice if I could make room for more berries. Don't really know what I don't think we ever get that much honey, so let's swap that to a berries. And then what about the other granary? Where did I put it? Nope. Right here. Yeah, since we're not getting that much honey, let's swap that. We got a good amount of berries. Let's go ahead and do herbs, since I don't have a lot of storage space for herbs. Yeah, and we're already at our limit of 200 there, so. Actually, on top of building new things, I am also going to throw on some more storage here. Right in front of the new church? I don't know how I feel about that. Let's put one over here by the wheat farm. And then more just next to this house, I guess. And that's too far from the actual main structure. So is that. Well, I could just have it kind of overlap here with the scriptorium a little bit. As long as it's accessible, it should work out just fine. Yeah, we'll apply those changes. Okay. Now there is space for additional workers. Everybody's employed. That's good news. And with this being a priority, and with berries, nope, not a worker, the berries as a whole going to be prioritized, then I should have space for plenty of additional workers, and it shouldn't be an issue. Back to the monastery. Assign as a monk. We're still doing okay as far as space. I guess let me go back to mandates. I can improve the Kinstone Abbey trade route for 50 clergy influence. Let's do that. I'm curious to know what the limit's going to be, because I don't know that I fully maxed out any of my trade routes last time. This is at level 3. They'll take 225. My guess is it will max out at level 4 with a total of 500 that can be bought and sold per resource. Okay, how are we doing here? We basically have all of our resources needed. We've got polished stone. This only needs 14 more. Needs 4 more tools, and then we just need marble, which we haven't bought any yet. Why? Go to the royal book. Buy from them marble. So Davenport's the only one who sells it to me. And they haven't sold it yet, I think because all of the other trade happens first, and then I don't end up with enough money to buy any. Well, I guess now that we're going to have a lot more workers on herbs and berries, we can probably sell even more. Especially now that we're improving the trade route with Kinstone Abbey, who buys my berries. They're going to be able to buy a lot more at once. Now, I do need to keep in mind that I need berries here to sell in the regular market to all of my villagers to make sure they stay happy. So I can't sell too many, but let's say that we are going to sell berries down to 100. If I ever hit the point of 100, I won't sell any more. But with my continued expansion of berries, I think that's probably a solid choice. And then for me to be able to speed up my ability to promote people, I think I want to make my monastic scriptorium even bigger. Of course, I don't know that there's really a good way to do that in the space that it exists. I might just need to build another building somewhere else. And that's too far away, huh? I mean, I could just add another layer, because it's not like it has to be a fully separate section. It's not going to look pretty, but you know what? That's fine. Let's go ahead and do that. It will cost some regular stone and planks, but that'll add on space for 8 more people. And expanding this one up makes space for 9. Let's actually go ahead and raise this one some more too. We'll just hit the 10 limit. Otherwise the cost, I don't know if it really becomes necessary to do. Then we'll add some more decor, just for the sake of adding some more clergy splendor. And we will apply those changes. The more people I have working as copyists, the faster I get manuscripts. Okay, good. Plenty of space for expansion in the herb garden as far as workers. And in the berry garden... Oh. Still a lot of it being built, but that should give me a good amount of breathing room for workers as well. I guess I didn't change the amount of... I said berries, but I didn't change the herbs sales. I think 150 is probably still a good limit as far as making sure I have enough to make my monastic food. Okay, we're still in the process of... Yeah, okay. Well, they're coming through and doing trading one more time before we finish improving their trade route, so that's fine. With these 4, we're going to come over here and assign them to work in the monastery. Okay, I think I've hit a good balance in trade now. Now that I'm not using a ton of polished stone and having to buy a ton. Yeah, we're already back up to our limit almost. Okay. Well. They're building stuff. Speed it up a little. Okay, great. We've got more space for storage already. I was going to do another one here. That'll jump up to 300 max. How are people doing happiness-wise? Overall, everyone's pretty good. Some of my people are 100% happy, but just 25% unhappiness comes from taxes. Let me slow things down and look at taxes real quick. Oh, didn't mean to click on that. Taxes are over here. Oh, interesting. So, people who are members of the monastery don't pay taxes. And we finally improved our trade route with Kinstone Abbey. Cool. So the only people who are being taxed are the regular serfs. And I'm making an okay amount of money from it. You get more money if they get promoted, but I can't promote them now, so that's fine. Yeah, I'll just leave it as is. It hasn't been an issue so far. Okay, I wanted to look at this real quick. Okay, that's been prioritized. This one's been prioritized. This will be the next one that I'm going to prioritize. And we will speed up the game to get those things done. And I will look for anybody who is considered a novice here, because promoting them is going to be the best option first. Okay, all of them are promoted now, but as soon as the building's done, we will need to promote the new guys. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, even with all of the new berry bushes added, all of the work here has been assigned out. So if I want to make more space in the berry garden, there's plenty of room. And the herb garden, I guess some people got unassigned from there to work on berries, which is fine. As long as I have some empty space for new workers to go, I'm happy. I don't have that many people. Why is it? Oh, I bet we don't have any space in the dorms. Yep, okay. So I have to expand the dorms again. Let's edit and slow things down. Add a new building. Or just expand upward. I think we can use this space over to the side. That's fine. That's too small. Add a rustic hall to the side, and if we can just attach it, I don't want to get in the way of this. Well, I guess they're not using that walking space now anyway, unless that's part of, I think that might just be part of the people working here, so I don't want that to be an issue. Yeah, because they need to access that thing. But if we kind of hook it up diagonally here, that's still considered connected. And I don't want to step on the vineyard too much. I think that's going to be the play. We'll match the roof color. It's going to add on 10. We'll make it a little taller so that we'll fit 14 new people there. And then I think we put a rustic passageway in the middle of it. And then change the roof color to match. Is that the match? I think it's actually the lighter one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, great. And let's go ahead and apply those changes. Oh, good. Scriptorium. Oh, it's not done, but did get at least a new person here as a novice. Promote you. Speed time again. Everybody's showing as brothers and sisters. Other than the one I just promoted, who should be updated here shortly. There's 22 people working currently. I don't remember how many I added with the increased size. 10, I think. Cool. So the actual regular building thing is done. Now it's just decorations. Anybody who's excess will be split between here and any other open jobs. Which I need to claim those newly gained people here. Alright, that puts us at 101 monks, 109 nuns. How are we doing as far as this space? Okay, and we've hit the extent of our nun dorm, so we have to expand that again too. I think maybe we just put more in the middle than instead of trying to go to the sides. Yeah, okay. Make that kind of a doubled mirror image type thing. Alright, and then let's go ahead and double up on crosses as well. I wasn't sure if I could put anything in the middle, but it doesn't look like I can. Alright, that's fine. So that's going to add on 16 nuns, so we will apply that. And all the decorations on this got done. And all of the people have been assigned, so I think everybody currently counts as brother, sister, except for some of the new people. So, promote you. And you. And you. I think at the very least, by the end of this, I want to have promoted one person to the 3rd tier and kind of see what they need and want. Okay, good. No, wait, you are a novice. Okay. But I did promote you. So, I only need the final 4 to be promoted unless they do another switcheroo in the workforce. But that'll be good. A couple more people. Prioritize that real quick. And then the nun dorms. And we're still just waiting on marble. Why have we not bought any? We've got plenty of money. Go to mandates. Davenport's the one who sells me marble, so I'm going to... Ugh. It's a lot of planks to give away right now. Hold on. You've got the planks you need. You've got the planks you need. You've got the planks you need. Yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and do it. Under duress, but we're going to do it. Because Davenport's the one who sells the marble. I just don't understand why we haven't got it yet. Because we can buy... Oh, I know why we haven't. Because I was not thinking. I need a storage space specifically set apart for marble, or else we don't get any. My downfall is just forgetting how some of the game mechanics work. Okay, I'm going to pause it real quick just because I'm already at my limit of my treasury. So real quick, I'm going to spend some money just on some technology advancements, even though I don't think I'm really going to make use of any of them. Okay, now we can continue. I might have overdone it, but I don't think so. I'm going to get notifications here for days, essentially, because of all of the things I just unlocked. But for this scenario, those aren't necessary. I just needed to have a little bit more wiggle room in my treasury so that I wasn't panicked when people came to buy and sell. Okay, we can speed it up again. Right. A delegate of the Abbess is approaching. Okay, now with all those notifications, there's also these that are just like, hey, you can make these buildings now if you want. Which I don't want to. Fun little banner, though. And bridges. Cool. Okay, speed it up. We haven't even started improving the Davenport route. Oh, we just barely did, because my monastic emissary just barely made it to their town to do the negotiations. Okay, trade surplus with Kinstone Abbey. Thanks to your steady trade, last season has been good for Kinstone Abbey. The appreciative Abbess planned on donating the surplus to needy villages and hoped you would join the effort. So I can get some money from making that trade, Or I can just donate the supplies. 75 and 50. I think I'm going to do the donation because I don't think I need the money right now. We'll do it. That's fine. And who knows? If something like that happens again, the kingdom influence will be good. Going back to the progression menu. Yeah, okay. I'm good. I was just curious about something to do with it. Alright, we got some more immigrants coming in. This building is not yet done. But I think enough of the main one was done so that people would be happy with their living space. Now this just additional higher one made space for even more. Oh, wait a minute. I never changed the roof color to that new guy. We're gonna go to the nun dorm. Well, hold on. There are 2 people there. We're gonna take this building and change the roof to black. Okay, done. And now, assign out our newcomers. Okay, 108 people here. 126 there. That doesn't hit our total capacity. So, I think I also need to expand this church building. Let's go with another chapel and put it up like that. That's fine. If I zoom in, I think I might have a little bit more ability to scoot without making a mess. I don't know that I wanted to go that far either. I want a middle ground. But I guess that's fine. That's going to add on capacity for 60 more people to attend. Make the bell tower even taller then. I think I want it even bigger if possible. I guess we'll just continue upward. 66, not a lot though. I think we'll leave it at the limit of 60, but then maybe add to the side. Don't want to cover up the pathway if possible. So maybe we just do something like that. That adds on space for 87 in total, and then I think we mirror it on the other side. More or less. It went up to that height and was further in, like that. Not quite, a little further out if we can make it happen. Nope, I guess there's no middle ground. Hold on. Whatever, that'll be fine. Looks a little uneven, but that's okay. So, once that's expanded, I think I'll need to assign another priest there, but I'll just take the one out of this church who's only has a capacity for 36, and that should work out okay, I think. Okay, this one's done, this one's done. How are we doing as far as worker split? Still have plenty of space in the herb gardens. Okay, we got some more novices here. Okay, and I don't have enough manuscripts to make that happen. The size of this herb garden is wild to me. But I'm not complaining. Okay. You're upset because you haven't been able to visit the Abbatial Church because it's not done yet. That's okay. You're allowed to be disappointed. It has been in the process of being built for a long time. Hey, we actually finally got marble because of me setting aside space for it to go. Neat how that happens sometimes. I'm surprised that a church building of all buildings didn't require any stained glass. I know that there were probably additions that I could have added to it to make it want stained glass, but maybe not. I'm not seeing anything that specifically requires it in this. Well, that's fine. I'm not complaining. Okay, hosting people from Middle. Wandering monks are once again seeking shelter. They shared the road with a group of renowned craftspeople who hail from Middle and are supposedly influential over the village's lordship. Hosting such people could open up opportunities with Middle. So I could host them, hopefully have a 90% approval rating by the end of it. I think we have a good chance at that. If they can afford to rent beds with gold, let them. These wealthy craftsmen have ample coin and don't seem to mind paying for their stay. So we could just straight up host them without them paying. They could come and pay. Or we could treat them the same as everyone else. Being renowned and wealthy does not make you any better. These craftsmen should have the same rights as everyone else. To open a trade route with Middle, don't we already have one? Yeah. I wonder if maybe it would just give me the opportunity to expand it or make it better. Let's say if they can afford to rent beds with gold, let them. So they'll still come and visit, but they'll have to pay for their beds in my hospitium. I don't know how large their group is going to be, so hopefully I have enough beds on hand. In fact, I mean, I don't think that this will be solved immediately by doing this because they're visiting almost immediately. But let's go ahead and expand our hospitium. Can't hurt to have an expansion of it. This will hold 5 more people. It's not very many. I'm also just realizing that I think I have multicolored roofs on this. We want to match with that. So that's space for another 7. Let's throw a gallery here on the side. No, I want to make it taller. That's space for 10 now. Oh, no, those are 2 different buildings. Oh, wait, no, this one is the wrong color. Great. Now, throw a passageway on there too, maybe? Now there's going to be space for 16 people to stay on top of the limit that I already had, so I think that's fine. Looks a little bit funky, but that's okay. And we're at 426 Splendor. I don't know that with the completion of the Abbatial Church will be fully done, so let's add a couple more things here. Don't want to worry about statues. Or sculptures, I think is what it is actually called in-game. No, I didn't mean to click on a person. I'm building. That'll add on another 12 Splendor. Okay, visiting monks, citizen, monk, pilgrim. So I don't think the, Oh no, it says that they're here. We're hosting people from Middle. We've got 94 Oh, now 82% approval. They need to be at 90 for this to be successful. So why are you upset? No access to refined food. Oh, because you need 2 sources of it. Well, good thing we've got bread on hand at the moment. Oh, but we also are low on meat, so I don't want to, Oh, but you're already fetching meat. Oh, man. You're on free time. You're not selling meat at the moment, but your stall is pretty much fully stocked. Want to change it to bread, but it's gonna be an issue. But I need these people to be happy, so they need to have both sources of refined food. Luckily, we've got 27 days to make it happen. There you are with your meat, I think. Yeah. Well, but you only brought it back up to 19 in your stall. So, if you can sell down a little bit lower, I can justify essentially destroying the meat because I can't set it to be brought somewhere else before I assign the stall to be a bread stall. Oh, but you're not working here right now. You brought it and then left. Okay, well, you're here, you're selling meat. You might be the person I swap then. People just need to take the meat though. Oh, he just went to get more meat, of course. So, I think stall 3 is definitely going to be my choice that I swap. But you left. Where did you go? You're fetching more meat, of course. They're too good at their jobs. I think let's keep things slow. I think maybe we just buy, or we make another stall that sells bread. Food stall. We'll put it here. And put a little green tent on it. And we'll apply that. Speed that up a little bit. Let's actually prioritize that build. How's this going? Slow, but it's going. We have basically all of the materials needed except a little bit of marble. But we have the marble available, so... Well, hold on. We need 16 and we've got 22. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So, keeping an eye on this. We don't have the wood? There's a problem. 2 needs are unfulfilled? What's your deal, middle? Okay, good. Somebody's bringing resources to build this marketplace. Before I assign them to the monastery, now that this is done, I'm going to assign one of them here. They're going to sell bread. Then, out here, I guess it doesn't matter where, we're going to add on everyone who I have left. Okay, everybody should be assigned somewhere. Got 106 monks, 113 nuns. Oh, the visitors want luxury, do they? That's a problem. Of course, the people visiting, I didn't account for things that none of my other people need. But I guess herbs are counted as luxury items, so is honey. So, oh boy. I don't know that I'm going to have time to actually fulfill this. But I'm going to edit. I'm going to throw on a luxury goods stall. And I'll put it here next to this building. Yeah, that's the presentation side. Yeah, that's how it works. I don't know what tree you're cutting down, but good for you. This one, maybe? Weird that you're swinging there. And we will make it a blue tent since we don't have any of those yet. And that is where we will sell. Actually, let's go ahead and make one other luxury goods. One will be honey, one will be herbs. Ooh, wait, which one did I say we don't have? We got the green, so this has got to be a blue. Both of my luxuries are going to be blue. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody free to be able to do those jobs. Oh, but this church is now split. So max capacity per worker is 68. So we're going to take priest off here, put him on here. Because that way, already that priest is more efficient by moving to the new building. That doesn't affect our workplace, like my ability to assign people to these marketplaces once they're done, though. Is there any building that we can cut back on a little bit? Not monastery buildings, that's not how it works. And this watch post. Okay, I don't have any watchmen, but it's because I don't even have any buildings for them to be in, so I didn't need to worry about that. I could steal a patroller from this group of patrolmen, but I don't know if that would then make it so that that becomes an issue for these being patrolled well enough. So, I'm going to come here. Oh, take away from my transporter. Oh, what about the granaries? 2 there. 2 there. I don't know that I've got any jobs that I can afford to take workers off. I think maybe I lose a builder here. And lose a builder here. And as soon as those stalls are done, which I'm going to prioritize right now, those builders will become market tenders to sell luxury items. Then I think every visitor should have what they need as far as they're getting 2 different types of refined food, which is meat and bread, and they will be able to get luxury items as well, which is going to be honey or herbs. I don't have a lot of honey on hand, though. I think I might need to stop selling it. Yeah. Okay. Of course, I just got 2 new people, so I didn't actually need the builders to be taken away from their jobs. Well, that's fine. In that case, let's go ahead and reassign them back to their work. And then we'll go to the market. Why did you build the tent first? Build the stall first. Oh, it's because we had the cloth, but we didn't have the regular wood. Of course. That's a problem. We only have 2 weeks to make sure that these people are actually happy. We don't have the wood on hand. That's a problem. Okay, let's slow this down. Let's go into the book. Let's buy wood. Let's say we're going to buy up to... I think 50 is a decent amount to have on hand. Oh good, and this one's done. So we will immediately make that. Let's do herbs and assign a person there. Because we have more herbs on hand, so that's a more likely thing that will get available quicker. And speed things up. Great, now somebody's there selling herbs as a luxury item. And we are at 83% approval. So hopefully that'll do it for us. Unfortunately, some of these people expect to be able to visit the church, which is not going to be done. But we have luxury items available now. And our approval is now at 88%, where it needs to be at 90 in 11 days, so hopefully that's a good sign. 94% now. Now it's at 100. Good. How are we doing on honey? 54. Cool. What about wood? Where is it? We're gonna get it soon? Oop. My issue is my wood is being split between just regularly being cut and immediately being sent off for being made into planks. Let's see. I did say buy and not sell on wood, didn't I? Yeah, okay. Buy up to 50. Cool. We're so close. Okay. Need 6 more wood to make this marketplace so that we can sell honey there. I've got 3 people who are unemployed because I'm waiting to assign at least one of them here before I assign everybody else to the monastery. Now we just need 4 more wood to make it happen. And no oh wait, traders are here right now. Hopefully one of them is the one that sells me wood. Yeah, they did. Perfect. And I have what I need on hand. Speed it up a little so that somebody brings it. Yeah, okay. Bring it there. There you go. And now we've got... And now we've got another luxury stall. Okay. We will assign you to honey right now and throw on another worker to actually man the stall. Then we're going to come to the monastery and assign my remaining 2 people to become nuns. Okay. We still got space for more. And the church is still... It's almost done. We've got everything except we need 14 more regular stone. We need 14 more polished stone. And 4 more tools. But we have all of those things on hand. Okay. I think rather than promote more people, as we're getting close to finishing the church, and then I think the abbess will decide to visit at that point. So we're getting close to the end of the scenario. I think at that point, well, since we're already at that point, rather than promote more people, I'm just going to promote one of the brothers or sisters to the next level, which I think is priory, or prior. And we'll see what their needs are. More than anything, it's just out of curiosity, because none of my goals actually require me to do that, I think. Let's find out. Yeah, these goals are the same as that one, so I'll do it just for funsies. And here, my approval is 100% with the people visiting. It needs to be at least at 90, so we're doing good. But man, I'm running low on meat. That's a problem. Oh boy, if that becomes an issue, all of a sudden people might be upset that they can't get that second source of food. So where's our... No, we have boars. We have boars here. What's the deal? They're just not being butchered fast enough because they need to be promoted to be more productive, but I can't in this scenario. Do I actually need to buy another butchery? If I do, I've currently got 60 serfs, so that is doable. I think let's do it. I don't think it'll be done fast enough to affect the people visiting, but, you know, I can spell butcher. Okay. And let's go ahead and put it right here, so it's in the same realm as the other one. We are now a priory, I think, because we just finished the Abbatial Church thing. And let's match the other one with a matching rooftop. Ooh, and we've unlocked the village title Convent. I can now be titled brother or sister. Okay, we will create that. And just for fun, let's come in here and change my title. Prior. It'll be Prior Lois. Sure. Okay, so the building isn't done, but... yeah, no. I don't know what got us to that point. It might have just been our population. I don't know. We met something that made that happen. We're still at 100% approval with the visitors, so that's good news. Hosting the Abbess. Your esteemed monastery, a pinnacle of its kind, has fulfilled the Abbess's aspirations. Eager to witness its success, she wishes to conclude your journey by staying in your revered land for a few months. So she's going to stay for a full 3 months. She's got to have a 95% approval. I'll say, yeah, go for it. That's fine. Oh boy, I expanded this one so much that it needs another priest to work at full capacity. That's fun. I don't think it needs to work at full capacity because this one holds 126 right now. Oh, hold on. Hosting the steward. We could bring a steward too. The bishop steward demands a month at your monastery. The bishop commissioned him to judge if your vineyard is worthy of a seal of prestige. Such privilege would make your wine extremely valuable. So I could have him come visit for a month. I could, as a well-respected village of the clergy, you have common friends with the bishop that could let you skip the examination. Regardless, if I complete this, I will get a 50% bonus when selling wine. I could also just spend him more. I could bribe him, essentially. The steward's wage is most likely that of a servant, which your coins could address in exchange for the seal. I don't think I want... well... you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and just bribe him. So now all of our wine that we sell is going to be higher value. Anyway, 126 can attend at this church building, and 148 here. So that's going to be like 260. I guess that's still not quite enough to cover everybody. So we'll have a third one. Well, hold on. Because this one is going to hold a lot more as soon as it's done. And it's mostly got its materials. Say we want to prioritize that. I think it's fine. I don't think we need to add a third person. So let's go here and assign all of my currently unemployed workers. Oh, except I should have held on to a couple for this butchery that's in the process of being built. Oh well. I'm going to prioritize that one. How are we doing on wine production? No grapes because they're out of season at the moment, but we have 100 wine just available. That's pretty good. Okay, now we just need 7 more regular stone. 7 more polished stone. 2 more tools, and that's it. Then just the builders to actually do the building. Oh no. The Abbess couldn't stay at the Hospitium because there's no room? That's a problem. Already unhappy, or maybe just can't even show up until that happens, until people make space. Okay, well, let's expand it. I'm unhappy about it, but I'm gonna do it. That's gonna add on space for 26 more people. Let's make it a little taller, and then... No, that's too tall. Well, let's just go until it's at the 27. And then we will change the roof color to match. And we'll apply that. I actually didn't check to see if it would affect the access to those berries, but I think it'll be okay. Alright, we did it! I mean, there's still construction, but it's at least a usable church now. The stunning Abbatial Church now adorns the monastery's landscape, serving as a beacon of spiritual beauty. This grand structure offers a tranquil space for worship and reflection, lifting the community's spirit. So, we get a happiness bonus for it, and now there is space for 70 people to attend per priest who works here. 210 now total, because the workers got redistributed. Okay. Well, that's good news. The Abbess here, there's space. Yeah, right there. Okay, so this will update shortly because she's here. She has access to 2 sources of monastic food. She is staying here at the Hospitium. She needs to go to church at some point. There is a cloister for her to visit. We have an Abbatial Church. We have a great hall way over here. I think it's this building. We have an apiary. We have bees. Rate these 2. And then she visited a vineyard, she already did, and a winery, which we have all those buildings. So she should have no reason to not be at 100% approval. So at this point, we just have to wait and see what our splendor ends up as soon as this building is fully completed. I think as soon as the church is done, I'm going to call it for the day, because we still have a good amount of time to wait for the Abbess to actually be done. So that's going to mark the end of today's stream, since we're hitting the 3-hour mark just now. And yeah. Now I just need a couple people to show up right like this to assign to be butchers. And then these 2 will work in the monastery. This building has all of its resources. It's now just being finished in the construction of the extra decor. Alright, it's done. So now we have 473 clergy splendor, meaning that next time we will need 27 more to hit this 500 to end the scenario. And then the Abbess just has to have a 95% approval by the end of this 3 months, and then that will have been checked off as well. So, I feel like that's pretty doable, especially since right now she's at 93%. What is she missing? Are you the Abbess? No. Delegate of the Abbess. Also a delegate. Oh, yeah, I guess it makes sense that you're dressed differently. Okay. You just haven't been to the vineyard or winery recently. And there's a monastic food shortage? What do you mean? Okay, you've got some robust roast on hand. Not much, but some. I guess the issue is meat's also going there, so maybe the one hunter is not enough to maintain both that and 2 stalls full of meat. Okay. And then this one, you are also making use of my existing bread, but not making... We don't have a ton of stew on hand. So, in order to have 2 different sources of monastic food, I said I was going to be done, but I just want to make this change really quick. I am going to supplement the meat and bread that I'm making by buying some to have on hand. So I'm going to say, let's buy until we have 100 meat. So anytime we have less than that, we'll buy back up to 100. Is that realistic? I think each stall takes 30 by itself, so let's say 125 to be safe, and then let's do the same with bread. Okay, so now, in the course of these 3 months, we should be able to have enough supply to make both types of food for her to be happy with. So, all right. Just had to get that thought out of my head, or else I feel like it would be a problem next time, because I'd come back and not really remember what I needed to fix. So, all right. Thank you very much for joining me today. It's been a blast. I really enjoyed this game. Something about it just really tickles the brain. So, that said, we will see you guys Wednesday. Previously, it's been Portal and then Portal 2. We finished both of them within the last week or so. So, I'll keep you posted. We'll see what we go along with. But I think we might continue the same kind of vibe of like a well-known game in the past, but not try to like jump on any sort of like recently released game, just because I feel like that's way too inundated, too oversaturated. So regardless, we'll see. And thanks for joining me. We'll see you Wednesday. Have a good one.